Ready to read a book? Or ready to play games? Someone's wanna play games. Well then, if you want to, I'm gonna. Sometimes you can be also really, really happy because you have a video games. And sometimes you won't be happy because you have lots of homeworks. But here's our introduction. But here is something for you to learn. You can making craft. You can fold things. And even drawing. Or you can read a book. You are sometimes happy with your new video games. You're also sometimes happy with your new books. Well, I love books, so I'm always happy when I have new books. I love you, books. Thanks, all the books. And yeah, sometimes I find that some of the games that it's pretty a lot of fun to play with, but but yeah, you can also see it's a craft that you also can make. Here I'll show you games that we can play with. Okay, wait a little bit. Here I found games, or super duper fun games. Well, we can play. You just find a card. Yeah, you can play it. You just search on the games for children. Well, if you cannot find it, you can write in Vietnamese. You can write in Vietnamese. Games, finding shadows, or even playing things. I have that idea on Kids Up. I'll show you. Wait a little bit. Here I'm back. I cannot find my. What is that? What is animal then? Why it's in my? Okay then. I need to ask a little bit. Come on, bring me an iPod. Oh yeah. I have no Grammy box. It's a fit one. This is my second one. It's the second time I make it. This is the first time I make it. So it's kind of not really looking good. Then better than the second one. The second one you can see it's much more better. And it's a square. Oh. What do you mean? Thanks. Okay, so. Wait a little bit. I'm just going out for a little bit. Okay, so you know Steve Jobs is a guy who created Apple's iPod. And here's got iPod. And now, ready? I have Kids Up, that which we can have a lot of games and playing in it. Oops. No, not the kind of a party. Okay, you can see I have here. Oh. it's kind of here. Okay, I'm just turn on. And my baby sister learned it a lot. So here it's we can play some song. You can see we can play some songs, and here we have some games that we can play. This is for the left brain, and this is for the right brain. I like playing right games, right brain, because sometimes I don't know. Oh, okay then. Can you hear it loudly? Okay, maybe I just turn it a little bit smaller. Okay, so here I have hide and seek. All so ready to play games before we start it? Who's ready to play? Raise their hands. Okay, so who's ready to play? Then raise their hands. Okay, I think you're all ready to play. So let's play the game hide and seek.
Let's play hide and seek. Which one is hiding?
So did you know which one is hiding? You can see it's something that they have. A crabby. You see there's a smile. Let's see. Is it a bird or a pig? Or did it have a color orange? But we cannot see any orange here. Well, this crab is orange. Do you have the right answers?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm just going to go on my places, so that meant I wait a little bit. Okay, I need some more glittery kind. Oh wait. Oh. I can't find mine, but I will try my best. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna choose another one and maybe make another one. I'm gonna make another one. I'm gonna write my name. Just write my names and choose a character. Which character do you like? I like the character. This black or white. Here, like this one. I like this one too, but my baby sister choose that. And choose this. Oh, how age are you? I am much more. I'm 10 years old, but I'm just going to the game so that I can use it to have many games. Oh, wait. US, yeah. I'm gonna choose this one. I've learned nothing because it's just making new. Okay then, so let's choose here. Let's play games. We have lots of games to play. Well, let's try to play a game. Let's find my color then. That sounds fun.
Choose the right color to fill in the picture below.
Which color is this? Yellow. You can see that there's a lot of games you can play. And after that, I want to ask. I want to ask you that which people who makes iPod, first make it?
Area in the below shape.
Orange. What color is this? Can you tell? What color is this? Orange. And this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 side. Oh wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 side. It's a hexagon. Okay, so let's color it. Ready to color, everyone? I'm show you, so that's kind of not good. If you color wrong, it will not let you color again, and you have to do it all the way again. See, I'm not doing really good, but it will say the name of it, hexagon. It's hexagon.
Let's color the white areas
So
in the below shape.
let's color this one really carefully. I'm coloring it, and that, and that.
Pentagon.
It's a pentagon. Pentagon.
Let's color
So
the
I
white
think
area.
it's a game that we can play. And focus on what do we do today. We're going to read a book called Who Was Steve Jobs? And I wondered, who was Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs was the guy who created apples. And he lived in California, and he created in California, and it's made in China. Okay, so we have to read to chapter 7. So let's read chapter 7. We're ready to read chapter 7. Okay, chapter 7. Think different. In 1997, in cities across America, a series of posters appeared on buildings, buses, and billboards. The poster showed photos of famous people known for doing something new. There was a poster of Alfred Hitchcock, the famous movie director. Another poster was Lucille Ball and Dennis Enzer, stars of One Love Lucy. Another poster showed Jim Henson and Kermit the Frog. In the corner of each poster was Apple logo, and two words, Think Different. The ad campaign was the brainchild of Steve Jobs. He wanted to show what Apple stood for: new ideas, not the same old. The poster didn't attribute any popular product, but they told the publisher to be ready because something exciting was happening at Apple. What was happening with this iMac, short for Internet Macintosh? This new personal computer was inexpensive and easy to use. In the 1990s, there was a brand new practice. Surfing the web, Steve wanted people to surf on iMacs. He also wanted iMac to look different. The iMac came in plastic case in the 5 bright colored inspread. In Steve visited to a jelly bean factory: blueberries, grapes, lime, strawberry, and tangerine. Within a year, the iMac became the best selling computer in the whole world. That same year, Steve and Lawrence had another baby daughter, Eve. Steve's eldest daughter, Lisa, was studying journalism at Harvard University. It was a happy time in Steve's life. Steve had planned to only stay at Apple for a few months, but in 2000 he became the permanent head. Wow, so that meant he's going to stay there forever with Apple and help them? Do you think so? Oh, I have to kill this bug. This bug is not good after all. Let's start back. Sorry. He had too many big plans to leave Apple now. In May 2001, Apple opened its first stores. Just as Apple computer didn't look like other computers. Apple stores were very different too. Made with a lot of glasses, they looked more like works of art. Steve oversaw every step of the design of the stores, from the floor tiles, from the shelves. Every single detail was important to him. Apple Store 5th even Nexus. Wow, this is what the Apple stores look like. Even though it's just a store, but He needs it to be looking perfect so people would come and buy. So this is the Apple Store Shanghai. The Apple Store's Lincoln Road, Miami Beach. This is the Apple Store at Miami Beach. And this Apple Store at Shanghai. And this Apple Store, Fifth Avenue next. Well, you can see it. So at the store Genie's bars, people could ask questions with problems with their machines and get personal training on their computers too. Steve had put Apple on top of personal computer market. As he had predicted, people used the computer for work and also for pleasure. Listening to music was something else people did for fun. And in the 1990s, most people listened to music on compact disc. We can call it CDs. A CD was like a record album. People bought CDs by their favorite group and played them on CD player. They were about the size of butter plates and had better sound than vinyl record album, but Steve once thinking about something even better. He bought a software program that allowed people to take their favorite song from CDs, put them on the computers as digital file. It was called an MP3 file. Once it was on the computer, you didn't need the CDs anymore. Steve remained the program. iTunes. Using iTunes, a person could turn the computer into a personal junk box. Other companies create MP3 players. There was a punch machine that hooked up the speaker or headphones and played music file. No CD or cassette tape was needed. Steve Jobs decided that Apple had to make its own player. In October 2001, at a press event in California, and sorry, that's still come on. Other company MP so other companies created MP3 players. These were punch machines that hook up to a speaker or headphones and play music files. I think we have read this already. In October 2001, at a press event in California, Steve reached into his pocket. He pulled out a thin gadget that was as small than a bar of Hershey's chocolate. We called it the iPod. Do you know what is an iPod? Not the iPad. An iPod, it's just look like a clock that when we put some of the information in and we listen to it. Now listen to music or even something. My dad said he's gonna buy me the iPod when I get really super duper good at English. And yeah, on my birthday too, he's gonna buy me an iPod as the present for me so that then I can put some of the information about a CD so that even though when I go everywhere, I still wear it on my hands and there will be a Bluetooth earrings, and he said I'll listen everywhere. He said at first the iPod only worked with Mac computers, but in 2002 Steve agreed to make it work with Microsoft one Windows machine. Now that Windows user could also use the iPod, its sales skyrockets. Customers love the iPod. People in the music introduction did not. Most people got the songs they played on their iPod of CDs. The CD didn't have to be theirs. For instance, they could get songs for free from friends' CDs. Songs could also be shared over the internet. Nobody in the music industry could figure out how to make people pay for music that they could get for free illegally. Nobody expected Steve. If people could buy music easily and cheaply, he thought they wouldn't mind paying because he could think different. Steve opened the iTunes music store in 2003. It was not a regular store. It wasn't in a building. It was a program you download onto a computer. Using his famous power of persuasion, he made a deal with many record companies to sell their songs on iTunes for 99 cents a piece. In the first day it was open, the iTunes store sold 275,000 songs. It was so easy to order songs. It didn't cost much. Everyone began buying music over the internet. Steve Jobs and the music. Although Steve and Woz were both crazy about computers, their friendship really started because they shared the same taste in music. They both loved the singer-songwriter Bob Dylan. Steve hunted for recording on Dylan's live show on reel-to-reel tapes. Steve finally met Dylan in person in 2004. Steve also loved the Beatles. He was determined for the Beatles song to be sold on iTunes. It took years for him to come to deal with the serving band members and their families. Finally, in 2010, Beatles songs became available on iTunes. Chapter 8. Easily right. Apple was back on top. So was Steve. He was still the head of Pixar. He was also helping to raise Red, Iron, and Eve. Lisa had graduated from Harvard. His wife, Laura, had founded College Track, a charity that helped kids from poor families get into college. Steve had many plans for the future. Then something happened that he could not control. In 2003, a medical checkup revealed that he had cancer in his pancreas. Well, do you know what cancer is? Cancer is a really bad illness. Cancer would make people die. Cancer is from pencil. And I don't know. His doctor as well, Lawrence, and many friends invited Steve to have surgery right away. But as always, Steve wanted to think different. Steve tried to treat his cancer by changing his diet. But the cancer grew. So in July 2004, he agreed to have surgery to remove the tumor. He told people at Apple he expected to return to work in September. Steve did return to work. However, he didn't look well. He was lost weight and was pale. People worried that the cancer was growing again. He didn't talk much about being sick. But in 2005, he gave a speech of graduated class at Stanford University. He said that having cancer showed him that time is limited. So don't waste it living someone else's life. Have to concentrate it to follow your heart and intuition. There were words that Steve Jobs truly lived by. Perhaps he didn't have much time left. So once again, Steve began thinking about how to change the way people use technology. By 2005, cell phones were everywhere. Steve had a cell phone, but he didn't like it. It didn't work well or look good. None of his friends seemed to like their cell phone either. Steve decided to make a phone that people could fall in love with it. In 2007, at a show for new Apple product, Steve showed the audience the iPhone. The iPhone was much more than a cell phone. It was a powerful personal computer that fit into your pocket. The iPhone made every other phone look outdated. It had a touch screen instead of buttons. Email was on it. The internet was too. The iPhone could take photos and film action, even though early phones, iPhone like early Macs and Flaws, people couldn't wait to get their hands on one. Steve loved running Apple, but the beginning of 2009, he started taking time off. Steve didn't admit this, that his cancer had returned. Even so, everyone at Apple knew that was a reason for his absence. Steve also got in touch with Waters X Section, a writer. In Section wrote biographies. Steve asked if X Section would write his biography. Steve was usually very private, yet he was offering to tell all about his personal life. It seemed like he knew he might not live much longer. In April of that year, he had a liver transplant, half asleep before his operation. Steve complained that medical equipment was ugly, poor, and poorly designed. A few months later, he returned to work, desecrated his health, and he did a new surprise for the public. In 2010, Steve brought out the iPad, Apple's new tablet computers. Here's a tablet. Here's an iPod, and it's a tablet. We call it a tablet. Tablet computers have been around for 20 years, but once again, Steve made it a new and different. The iPod was a portable computer with no wires. It was much larger than an iPhone, so it was easy to read books or browse the web or watch movies or play games. Apple sold 300,000 iPods in one day. In 1997, Apple had nearly gone. Wrapped up in August 2021, it became the most successful company in the world. In 2011, it was the year that I was born. That same month, Steve stepped down as CEO. He was no longer well enough to continue working. He stayed at home with Lawrence and their children. Many of Steve's friends came to spend time with him, including Bill Gates. The two men talked about old times. Steve said he thanked Lawrence for keeping him semi-sane. Bill said his wife, Melinda, had done the same for him. According to Steve's sister, Mona Simpson, a few hours before he died, Steve looked at his sister, Penty, then his children, and then Lawrence. He said, "Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow." Those were the last words he spoke. It was October 5, 2011. All over the world, people more than news. Apple stores were covered in sticky notes, thanking Steve for all he'd done. People left bitten apples on the ground in Schuras in California. Young people placed candles in the shape of Apple logos outside walks. Everyone felt that Steve Jobs had changed the way they lived. He hadn't invited the computer or the mouse or the MP3 player, but he took those things and made them part of everyone's daily life. He had done exactly what he set out to do. He had achieved his dreams. One of the first people to speak about his death was his old friend and companion Bill Gates. He said for those of us lucky enough to get to work with him, it's been an genuinely great honor. Oh, and that's all of the books. Thanks for watching. Bye!